Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality back with you here today. I saw this article come up the day it came out, which is April 23rd. I'm recording it, actually, you know what, I'm recording on April 23rd. When the hell did I saw it this morning. Never mind, because usually I record my videos ahead of time and put them on a different day. So you're probably going to end up seeing this on April 24th, because that's when I plan on putting it out in the afternoon. So, I saw this and just had to shake my head, This just seems to be a recurring theme that we're happening here. It's from Townhall.com. It says Biden leaves Americans behind again. So before I scroll down, I did go through the article already, and I'm not sure how many people out there actually know what's happening with this. Is that the Sudan in Africa is having some sort of civil conflict right now, and there are, of course, there's a U.S. embassy there, and we're gonna get the people from at least the embassy out. So that's kind of what the story is there. And I saw this, and I knew it was about the Sudan thing, and I was like, did we not get our people out? And there's a little more to it than that, but I mean, after Afghanistan and what happened there, I don't even know what I don't even know what to say about him. I mean, we're talking about like the most anti-American president that we've ever had. It's like he just doesn't care about leaving our people behind. And this is, I mean, if the Afghanistan debacle wasn't an impeachable thing, if we're adding this on top of it, even though I don't think it's at the scale of what Afghanistan was, just because of like the war machine we had there, whereas we don't have that in Sudan. I don't know what would be impeachable in this case, if nothing. I mean, besides all of his other crap, I'm talking about just like this alone. So let's go through this article, see what our idiot president did again. So, article says, on Saturday evening in Washington, President Biden announced that the U.S. military had conducted an evacuation of official personnel from the embassy in Khartoum, Sudan, while admitting he had again left Americans behind in the country after a week of escalating violence. He owned up to it. Okay. So he said, Mr. President, today, on my orders, the United States military conducted an operation to extract U.S. government personnel from Khartoum. Biden said in a statement issued late Saturday night, I am proud of the extraordinary commitment of our embassy staff who performed their duties with courage and professionalism and embodied America's friendship and connection with the people of Sudan. He continued, I am grateful for the unmatched skill of our service members who successfully brought them to safety, Biden said, and to thank Djibouti, Ethiopia, and Saudi Arabia, which were critical to the success of our operation. End quote. So it says, according to Pentagon officials, the operation began at 9 a.m. Eastern Time when U.S. forces that had been pre-positioned in Djibouti lifted off for Ethiopia before refueling for a roughly 3-hour flight to Khartoum, where the evacuation was conducted in one movement via rotary wing, including 3 MH-47 Chinooks, with service members spending less than an hour on the ground before successfully evacuating the diplomatic personnel to a safe and secure location. I know that Chinooks are helicopters, but I don't know military stuff, so that's as much as I can go into detail on that. I don't actually know anything beyond that. So again, they're helicopters. So, okay. So this is the mission, according to the State Department and Pentagon, was conducted by just over 100 special operations troops and resulted in under 100 people being evacuated. With the completion of the airlift, there are no longer any U.S. government personnel in Khartoum, nor any U.S. Marines at the embassy, officials confirmed Saturday night. Okay, so this is good so far. It says, but as usual with the Biden administration, there's a catch, because there always is with these idiots. So we go back to Biden saying something in a statement. Says, I am receiving regular reports from my team on their ongoing work to assist Americans in Sudan to the extent possible. Biden said in a statement that glaringly neglected to mention the death of a U.S. citizen, which I actually did see, that was confirmed on Friday. Adding his administration is also working closely with our allies and partners in this effort. So, all right. That is, Americans, as many as 16,000 according to media reports, were not among the less than 100 diplomatic personnel evacuated by Biden, and his administration's latest updates from Sudan suggest there's not much that can be done now to help them other than hope for a ceasefire to hold and violence to subside. So there could be as many as 16,000 Americans there, and it's just kind of, oh, well, we're just going to wait and see what happens is pretty much the administration's response. The incompetence of this administration is beyond parody. Like, I'm honestly struggling for words now to even describe them. Like, our people are there. You go get our people. Yeah, sure, there's 16,000. You find a way to get them. Okay? I mean, why is this a difficult thing to do? Anyway, article continues, says, as the Biden administration pulled up stakes and announced that the U.S. Embassy in Khartoum suspended its operations due to armed conflict, civil unrest, crime, terrorism, and kidnapping, the State Department reiterated after the evacuation of official personnel that it cannot provide routine or emergency consular services to U.S. citizens in Sudan due to the current security situation. Armed conflict is ongoing throughout Sudan and includes heavy fighting between various political and security groups, the Biden State Department noted as it left Americans behind. So the situation is violent, volatile, and extremely unpredictable, particularly in the capital city of Khartoum. A State Department bulletin issued overnight added, electrical and communication disruptions, including internet and cell phone service, can occur at any time. It says, what's more, the State Department reiterated that Khartoum International Airport and Sudan's border with Chad are currently closed, meaning Americans have few, if any, options to get out of their own accord. Okay, so basically the situation just became, we left our people there, and everything's closed, and they have no way to get out, so they're just going to have to wither what's going on there. What? How can that be the response? Do we have any allies in the country that could help get these people out? I mean, what's the story there? I mean, I don't know how this stuff works, but I have a very hard time thinking like it's just everyone's just shrugging and going, oh, well, I guess we just need to wait and find out and see what happens with them. It doesn't make any sense. In a late-night briefing, Ambassador John Bass, Biden's Undersecretary of State for Management, paint an even more dire picture. Great. For Americans now left to fend for themselves in Sudan's uncertain environment, where there is now an absence of any commercial air, the absence of any charter aircraft capabilities, and the absence of really feasible overland road routes to get out of the country. Okay, so now it just became, there's no way for any of them to get out. Everything's closed. Every transportation route is closed. I think Sudan's landlocked. I was just about to suggest that. It's got to be some sort of river thing that could lead to somewhere. So basically, there's no way for them to do anything, and now it really is just they need to sit around and just wait to see what happens. Fantastic. Just great job by everybody. So is that reality, according to Undersecretary Bass, is why the Biden administration concluded the only way to get diplomatic personnel out of Sudan was to rely on the capabilities of our military colleagues. Okay, that part makes sense, at least with getting the embassy people out, but we're still 16,000 people short of having everybody back home, at least from there. It says, for the private American citizens still in Sudan on Sunday morning, Bass didn't have much hope. Great. To give, as he reminded them, the State Department has had a notice in place for over a decade cautioning American citizens not to travel to Sudan. Okay. Bass, however, added that when violent fighting began in Khartoum first kicked off a week ago, even the Biden administration was required to quickly reevaluate its posture in Sudan that ultimately led to the evacuation of diplomatic personnel and the suspension of embassy operations. Said, we don't anticipate those security conditions are going to change in the near term, Bass said. As a result of that uncertain security picture, as a result of the unavailability of the civilian report, we don't foresee coordinating a U.S. government evacuation for our fellow citizens in Sudan at this time or in the coming days. Lovely. So, if by any chance, I know I'm a very small channel at this point, the reach isn't huge, it's very, very small, but if there's any one of our people in Sudan that hears this, best I could say is I hope everything turns out okay. I really do. And I'm sorry that our administration is incompetent as all hell. They've really just been told, oh, well, we're just going to have to see what happens. And I mean, I got to think Americans anywhere in the world are going to be a target for anybody that's looking to make a name for themselves. So they have to be more careful than careful out there. And I don't know what to say. I mean, this seems to be this administration's MO is like civil conflict erupts somewhere and Biden's just kind of like, oh, well, I guess those people there, they're just kind of going to be screwed. You're an idiot, Joe Biden. Jesus Christ. You and your administration. Can we vote them out of office, please, in the next election? I mean, my God. This is just the incompetence, the stupidity, and all the other things. I mean, just they're killing our country and everything. I'm at a loss for words here. If there's a way to get our folks back, do everything you possibly can to get them back. I don't care what it takes, just get them back. And let's vote this guy out in 2024 because he is useless. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Comment below, what do you think about this situation? Like, share, subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye.